I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord is touting Flagler County's vaccination record.
To date, over 3.4 million doses of vaccine have been administered in Florida, with over 16,000 of those recipients being residents of Flagler County. That is an awesome number. So that number equates to 14.5% of our residents have received the COVID-19 vaccine. That puts us at number 12 out of 67 counties. That exceeds both the state average and the national average, which are 11 and 11.5% of the overall population.
He attributes these numbers to efficiency at the health department's vaccination site at the Flagler County Fairgrounds, as well as the efforts of private partners like Advent Health and Publix. Lord says all nursing homes and assisted living facilities in the county have had a state or federally funded vaccine clinic.
It doesn't mean they've got a new resident, that person necessarily vaccinated, but they've all had a state or federally funded vaccine clinic. So the bulk of their residents have all been taken care of, with the exception of those that either declined the vaccine or are new admissions.
This week, he says Flagler County received 1,300 doses of COVID-19 vaccine as well as second dose allocations.
We've had no issues with receiving the second doses, and as these vaccines are picking up, we don't expect there will be any issues with second doses at this time. This is in addition to the additional 1,200 vaccines that 4 of our Publixes are giving out collectively each week as well. So 2,500 vaccinations being given in Flagler County each week.
More private sector partners are expected to come on board to administer vaccines in the coming weeks, including Walmart, Target, Winn-Dixie, CVS, and Walgreens. A Palm Coast mother who Flagler County deputies say lied to them about her son's disappearance is now facing charges. Karen Johnson has the details.
When a 3-year-old boy was seen walking alone with a dog for a half hour, a neighbor became concerned and called 911. Flagler County Sheriff's deputies responded to the scene in the area of Bel Air Drive and Beechwood Lane in Palm Coast, near a heavy traffic zone close to Belterre Parkway. Deputies saw no one had reported a missing child, and they began going door to door looking for the boy's parents. While searching the neighborhood, 28-year-old Tessie Clark was seen walking down Beechwood Lane. She approached law enforcement and told them that her 3-year-old son was missing. Deputies spoke with Clark and determined that the missing child belonged to her. Clark told deputies she was cleaning her home and let her child play in the backyard, as she always does, and didn't notice that he was gone. Deputies responded to her residence during the investigation and found that it smelled of freshly burnt marijuana and was extremely messy and dirty, with old food on the floors, and was completely filthy. And the backyard didn't appear suitable for a 3-year-old, having holes in the ground, loose concrete blocks, an adult trampoline, and other debris and child hazards, and missing fence boards. Sheriff Rick Staley.
We hope the mother gets some education from DCF on how to properly maintain her children to make sure they stay safe and not in danger.
Clark was placed under arrest for child neglect and was booked at the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Palm Coast residents are encouraged to offer their input on a new garbage and recycling contract. John Arking has the details.
The city's current solid waste and recycling contract with Waste Pro ends on May 31st, and Palm Coast officials say an online survey will hopefully let them know exactly what types of services residents are looking for in the future. The city is working with a consultant to assess the current contract and to prepare to put out a bid in May for a new waste contract. Cynthia Schweers is the Palm Coast Director of Citizen Engagement.
It's going to kind of give us input on what residents want to see in the changes coming up in the contract. Some of the different things that cause higher rates, we want to kind of drill down. And one of the things that's changed in the industry a lot is recycling. So we wanted to kind of get some input from the residents, and that survey is going to give us that input. And also, we're going to be presenting the results at a council meeting so the council can make the final decision. But I think it's important that the residents kind of get their input on this process, since it's a bill that is billed on their utility bill once a month. The current rate is $20.36 per month. So we're hoping to keep this rate the same or low. We just kind of look at the contract and see what kind of revisions we'd like to see in the future contract.
The city plans to host a virtual town hall meeting in March with Schweers, Mayor Melissa Holland, and a consultant from New Gen Strategies and Solutions to show what has changed in the industry and answer solid waste-related questions. Residents can submit questions to palmcoastconnect.com starting March 1st. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
There are a couple of questions from the small business community in Flagler County.
Is there more money to help small businesses? Flagler County Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord.
I would assume yes. I don't know it'll take the same form as the CARES Act and the small business grant program that we worked with Amy's team on. I don't know that it'll pass all the way through the local government to manage again, but I do believe we'll start seeing something in the coming months again.
How many small businesses closed permanently in Flagler County because of COVID-19? Here's the answer from Flagler County Tourism Director Amy Lukasik.
From a tourism perspective, it would probably be less than 10. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we are actually in a really good position. I mean, the fact that our restaurants and our businesses are even allowed to still be open is an accomplishment.
Lukasik said Flagler County is doing better business-wise than a lot of counties throughout the country. The Business Report is right here on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. That's on WNZF. Tomorrow, a little fun on a Friday. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's morning news. I'm Amy Cherry.